and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, I hope that you will comment, subscribe, and like. Now let's get on with today's tutorial. So what I wanted to do was to start from scratch and show you how I make my junk journals. And I have a couple different examples here. In another video, I talk about how I converted a devotional book into a junk journal because I was pretty much done with the devotionals and they were kind of weird anyway, and so I ended up turning this one into a complete junk journal that I sewed into this spine, and actually I used it in a different way for this one. And then this one is a monster, so I'm going to leave it here on my kitchen counter and I'm going to show it to you. It's got this really pretty cover that I made from a shopping bag, and in here there's like not some pockets, but well, there's one kind of paper there. I have a book page from a very old book. It's a Christian book, and then I was able to make a bunch of different signatures in here, and I guess I'll have to do like a walkthrough of this journal. But if you just kind of take a look at this, it is seriously big. And so it has several different signatures, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signatures. This is the biggest junk journal I have ever made in my life. And so it's going to take probably a big tutorial to cover that. But this one is teeny tiny, and I love these tiny little journals that I make. And so if you take a look, it's got a lot of craft papers, and then just a sweet little fold here, and then there's the second signature here, and it's a little bit more the same. And so I'm gonna put these two together into a junk journal, but sometimes I just kind of grab papers and then I rubber band them and keep them together until I decide really what to do. But these are two that I want to go together into one junk journal. So that's a little one there. So with that, what I want to do is show you kind of my thought process of how it goes. And I'm just going to tell you, my kitchen counter looks like trash right now, and it looks like trash because junk journals are made out of trash, so it's, you know, I guess kind of appropriate, right? So what you want to do is you want to start collecting trash. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to show you what I do. It's not all trash. This is from the Dollar Tree, which sometimes my husband thinks is kind of trashy, but it's not, because you can pick up these lovely magnetic pads from there. I'm going to show you how I use these as well. So I have papers here that are kind of, believe it or not, in some sort of an order. So they go from small to big, huge. And I'm going to just like start flipping here so you can see. So here's a page out of just a notepad with this beautiful embossy rose on there. Then just a little plain sheet of paper. I'm out of frame. This is just another one that I've cut on. This is an Easter card that I received from my friend Paula. It's so beautiful. I had to keep it. And it's just a piece of paper that she printed on. I love that. This is a coffee dyed paper. It's just recycling, right? Trash. These are cut up note binder papers that my daughter wasn't using. This is from August 2019. As you can tell, I am not organized and cannot use a planner to save my life, but guess what? It's getting new life in my junk journal. There we go. Okay, this is the part I was waiting for. So these are just envelopes from bills. You know, we all hate those, but I look forward to them because I can make them into junk journal stuff. So here's just some envelopes. This one I received from a friend, and I just gonna take them and scrapbook some papers and stuff on top of them so that I can use them later. And this is from Grace to You, which is John MacArthur's lovely website. And so I hang on to these really nice big lovely envelopes. This is from the Oklahoma Tax Commission. I love it because it's got like this little Oklahoma stamp, which I think later on is gonna look lovely. Insurance envelopes. Okay, this is more trash. But to me it's treasure because it's this packing paper stuff from Amazon that we get our dog food in, and they make their way into most of my junk journals. Oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you, so the Amazon stuff, don't throw it away because it's got this perforated edge on it. Can you see that? See? So you can just tear it apart, and look, it's got the seam right here on this one. And so you just fold it and you can cut it for your junk journals. Okay, so excited about trash. This is graph paper from another composition book that my daughter had that she was getting ready to throw away. How dare she? This is a recipe book page that another junk journal friend gave me. And it is for white chocolate frosting and white chocolate raspberry cake, which it doesn't matter, it just looks cool. Then my neighbor down the street who teaches music or used to teach music, she gave me a bunch of her music books, and in fact she gave me like this whole thing. So one of the things I realized very quickly is when people give me books and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty, and then I don't do anything with it. But I realized that if I rip it up right away, then I'll be more likely to use just the pages instead of like hoarding it for later. So I actually cut stuff up now, so when I get it. This is another beautiful page. Look at the drawing on that. It's just pretty. Okay, coloring books. So adult coloring, my daughter was, boy, it sounds like she makes a big mess, which she does sometimes, but whenever she's throwing coloring books away, I grab some of these sheets that I could possibly use in my junk journal. So I like this one that it's partially colored. All right, and this is just from mail. And what I do is I cover up my address like right away, and then I just kind of put an old book page piece on there. This is some of my daughter's art, which I loved, and I wanted to use it in my junk journal. This is from a department store called Von Mauer, and it's a very cool white bag. It's gonna make its way in. So this is kind of how I do. I'm gonna just flip through it. Here's coffee dyed binder paper. Okay, binder paper you can get for, I don't know, 150 sheets for $1 or something right now. And then when you coffee dry it, it makes this lovely crinkly sound, and it just looks amazingly beautiful. For coffee dyeing, you just basically get a tub and pour coffee on your papers and then wait until they dry. Very simple and easy. Some scrapbook paper, pages out of an atlas book. And then, okay, my pride and joy, what I've been waiting for to tell you, more junk mail. But look at this amazing envelope. And it got caught in the rain along with this one. And what happened is this really cool textured effect from the mail inside. So I know people get mad when there's rain on their mail, but I was pretty excited. And then just some 11 by 14 copy paper. Okay, I know that was thrilling to some of you, but I just love actually knowing like what do I have to work with. So here's that. And the point of all this is to use what you've got. So if you have stuff laying around the house, what I would urge you to do is start just kind of figuring out like small to large and just sorting these out so that you can start putting them together in a junk journal. Here's a page that I like. It's out of a scrapbook pad, but the birds are massive and I didn't know what to do. So when you fold this up, it'll look smaller and a little easier to use. Then another friend gave me this whole 12 by 12 paper pad, and it's only blacks and creams. So I've been actually trying to use up a paper pad. I know, brilliant, right? So it's got like odds and ends in it that are all creams and blacks. Yeah, don't look under there. It's got another big mess, but all right. So I picked out a couple sheets from that one that I thought kind of go together. Kind of, maybe, I don't know. I pick out stuff and then I decide and change my mind later. So one of the first things we're going to do is actually make a signature, okay? So I'm gonna move my little stool out of the way so I can actually see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is put some of these papers together. And I'm gonna make 2 signatures at least. And what I like to do is just kind of go through and figure out, I know I want these guys in there, so I'm gonna put this in here. This is gonna be 1. And you start just folding to see how big your junk journal is gonna be. So I start with the bigger pages and then I work my way down. So I'm gonna take a look. I know I want an atlas page. So I'm gonna do 2 atlas pages. Central America, sounds good. All right, so one's gonna go off to the side and then this guy's gonna be here. I'm not gonna be worried about the pictures. I'm actually more interested in the map. And then these ugly pictures, I'm gonna cover them up. Well, that one's a streetcar, that's not so bad. But you know, they don't look all that exciting. So I'm gonna change those up. I know I want a sheet of graph paper, so I'm gonna do that. Don't worry if it doesn't tear all that, great. And I'm gonna put that one in my other one. I knew I want some of this lovely, lovely, lovely paper here. So I'm gonna take one and save one for the other. So when you fold it in half, you're gonna see where this one should go. It doesn't always have to go like smallest to the largest, but I kind of like it that way. So it's gonna go there. Yes, on a music sheet. This one's already torn. We're just gonna go with that one. In you go. Got a music sheet. I'm gonna take one for that one. Move these out of the way. The putting together of the signatures actually goes together well. Oh, signature. Okay. So as I mentioned to you before, this is a signature, and these are 2 signatures here, and they're gonna go into the junk journal like this. And what happens is it's easy to work with and it's easy to then kind of separate out. And you can't even tell like the difference inside a junk journal. But typically what they tell you, I don't know who they are, but the videos that I've seen on how to make junk journals and stuff like that, some of the pros will tell you that you want somewhere near, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 pages in a signature. After that, they start getting a little bit bulky. So, you know, you can kind of play with it and decide. Okay, on this one, you can see the color from the back. So what I'm gonna do is actually kind of flip it so it's this way. And I'm gonna put it in here like so. I know, very messy, but you know, you're working with trash. What do you expect? All right, I'm gonna take some of my bills. Now I like that this is folded up. So here's what I'm gonna do. This one is gonna go in a different way. I'm gonna put it on the middle. And the reason why we're getting the middles together is because I'm gonna show you how to poke holes, and you're gonna kind of collect that signature so that it stays together. I'm gonna do that in just a minute. This one I don't wanna do today. Von Mauer, I think you're gonna go into this book. So I'm gonna fold you so that I can see these lovely perforations. So what I'm doing with this bag is when it gets folded in, it's gonna have a pocket here, and then I'm gonna cut probably a pocket here or something like that and have it there. I don't know yet. We'll see. It'll all work out. Maybe. This one is going to go here. Okay, where am I? How many pages do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm doing great. And it's really thin, so I may add several others. This is a book from a textbook. A page from a textbook. It's selections from the 12th Night, Shakespeare's play. It's gonna go in. right here. Okay, so I'm kind of varying it up a little where that one's a little bit bigger than the graph paper. I don't care about that. It's fine. It's fine. Look at what I found at Goodwill. This is a notepad, which kind of looks like a ledger. It's really cool looking, but it's not going to go in here. My cool coffee paper is going to go in there, and I'm going to put 2 of these guys in there just because I love it. I love the crinkle sound. And I'm just even leaving the holes up on top because I can mess with that later on. Just decide what I'm going to do with it. My main goal is to just build the signature, which means I just want to see what all I'm going to put in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold this in because I love this blue, and the butterflies are really pretty. Oh, and it looks like this is directional, so I'm going to flip it so that the butterflies are facing the right direction. So I don't know where I want to put you. Maybe before the coffee paper. Okay, so my first signature is done. That is it. Now, I know what you're thinking, and that is, well, Mona, you've got all these things that are not correct on the edges. Don't worry about that right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna poke holes in this and put the journal piece together, and then it will all work out just fine in the end. Just trust me. So I don't have binder clips with me, but I'm gonna open up a drawer here in my kitchen and see what I've got. I've got chip clips. That will work. Use what you have, people. Use what you have. All right. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that these guys are not gonna move as much as I can help it, so that we've got the seams all kind of here. And I know this is gonna make some of you very insane, but I don't really measure. I'll measure the next one to this one, but it still won't be measuring. It's more like eyeballing. So what I do is I wanna make 2 holes so that this is gonna come together. So I'm gonna just do one here. And oh, this is an all AWL, and it's just a pokey thing. And what you're going to do, I hope you can see that, is poke a hole through, and you can actually oh my, what is the word? Hole punch it? Yes, that's the word. And then I have this old ball of twine that I picked up somewhere, and some very large eye needles that will take in some of the twine. So people measured this out also, and I really don't. So okay, there's that. I'm gonna just set it through here because I'm gonna make another pokey hole, and let's see, it's like yeah, sure, right there looks good. Okay, there we go. I hope the string reaches. You know, you never know. It's always a gamble. So I'm gonna come through on this side, and it kind of doesn't matter which way you're gonna do it. I'm gonna put these into something else also, so you'll see how I put those together. But today I just want to put one signature together for you, and then in another video I will show you how to bind them all together into a junk journal like that beautiful one that I have. But what I do first is just kind of put my signatures together, because you can always change that up. Now the knot that I'm making here, it can go in the inside or the outside. I usually like it on the outside. I don't know why I did it on the inside, but it kind of doesn't matter again. So there is the first deal of a signature. And so now what I do is I come in and I straighten this out, because yeah, it looks ugly when you have a junk journal that's just, the pages aren't looking all that fantastic. And no, I don't measure this either, and no, I don't look and see what's poking out, because if I cut something by accident, hey, it's okay. It's an adventure, like I said. So there's not really a science to it, as you can tell. Not for me. There's a lot more precise junk journal people out there, but this is just how I roll. So yeah, that looks bad. Okay, one more time. Third time's a charm. Okay, there's my little scraps that I'm gonna just throw away on the counter. There they go. All right, it's nighttime. No one's using the kitchen, and I'm the only one who uses it anyway. So you know what? I'll be cleaning it up anyway. Who cares? All right, so there's my first signature. And you can flip through it and see, there's my lovely bag. Oh, that makes me so happy. White chocolate frosting, that makes me happy. German chocolate cake. There's my graph paper with the ripped up edge, which I'm sure is driving some of you insane, but watch and see. Watch and learn, watch and learn. There's that. Coffee dyed paper and my trifold right in the middle, just as an added bonus. And then the other side as well, and you can see my lovely cutting job. But you know what, half the time I don't care because I'm going to be adding an edge to this, and so that's a signature. And I hope you'll watch my next video where I do a couple signatures and then put them together into something that looks a little like this, with all these multiple signatures. Pay no attention to the one that's sticking out. Okay, let's just pretend like that never happened. All right, until next time, see you later.